cannot speak. He has no tongue.
Oh, I cannot wait till next season to make the next intro. That jams. But shout outs to Jim Bonus. You know, that beat came all the way from Washington State. All the way from Washington State. Jim Bonus. Shout outs to everything he's doing up there. It is the one and only ADL experience. Omie D learns along with the one and only Moral Less. We are here, ladies and gentlemen, with another hot episode that is going to teach you something that you didn't know. And apparently, I'm going to be disproved, which we all know that is very hard to do. I'm rarely wrong, as we've probably seen if you've watched this show a lot. But our friend here is pretty good at disproving me if I am going to be wrong. So, yes, I said I am not one to be much with organization. I am a scatter point. I am the squiggly line all through the establishment. Yes. And you say you're going to prove me wrong. How?
Prove you wrong.
How?
Prove you wrong. Prove you wrong. Or better, I'm going to prove that creativity is the enemy.
Okay.
What's even better? What's even better than me saying creativity is the enemy is that is not my phrase. That is not something that I came up with. It is something that I've taken and I've studied and read about, and I've come to understand that creativity is the enemy, and that is not a creative statement. I think you misremember a lot of things because of this short-term memory loss thing that you might have.
It happens. It happens. Now, who are you again?
Omie D.
What do we do? Wait, what? It's like, wait.
Jim Bonus beats.
I know they're like, wait a minute, is he going to run the intro twice every show?
You did that last time. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And you let it go the entire time. I was like, oh, this is funny. And then,
I was like, let's take it too far. That's what I do. So anyway, yes, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw the title of this show, I was not very happy. Being a creative person, I was like, creativity is the enemy.
Enemy.
Like, no, yep. I love creativity. It's what I live on. It's what I thrive on. But
incorrect. You lied. That's a lie. Solid cap right there.
Oh, he said I'm big capping. Okay, well, let's get into it. I don't like to be called and tell you that I'm capping. If I'm capping, I'd like to know what kind of cap I'm probably wearing, as the young people would say.
I don't think that you are lying. I think, and by the end of this episode, my goal is to get you to go, creativity is the enemy, and that makes sense. We've got to fight against creativity if we want to be creative. How's your head?
I'm afraid you're going to say something that I don't want to hear.
Like what? Creativity is the enemy? Stop being creative. Cut it out. Cut it out.
Oh, what do you have to say?
All right. So creativity, as much as it might seem like something that's spontaneous and great, but creativity, it ends when you're sitting in an office and you want to find a way to break away and get creative. And so instead of actually being creative, you end up just taping pictures of the Blue Angels on the ceiling so it feels like you're outside. It's like, how does that help? You're still inside.
That is, but it makes you feel better though, because I've created a happy space around me, right?
True, but you're still in the same space. True. Damn it. That was a shout out to a friend of mine who introduced me to this. So
they got Blue Angels at their desk.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Go Pod Squad in the house. All right. So I want to talk to you about Tom Sachs. Have you ever heard of Tom Sachs?
Is he a real person, or is this some kind of
sack joke? No, there's no sack joke coming up.
Tom Sachs, these nuts.
And he's got a dog, Ligma. No. Tom Sachs.
I'm using that at a bar when I go to talk about this at a bar. I'm going to use that as my roll into. You ever heard of this guy named Tom Sachs? Yeah, he had a dog named, real smart guy, had a dog named Ligma. What Ligma? Ligma Sachs?
Like, just stop. Stop.
I'm sorry, go
Stop.
ahead.
See, do you know why that's not creative? Is because that's not my joke. Somebody's proven that that works, and then I take that joke and use it, and it's so funny. Why? Because we know it's funny. Why would I try to do something new? It'll fail every time.
Could be. Let's
Damn
go.
it. Damn it. All right. So
Sachs.
Mr. Sachs, very, very famous, very creative
Mm-hmm.
artist residing in New York City. He's got a very famous 10 bullets that he puts out. Strongly recommend reading through it. A lot of them make sense. A lot of them don't. A lot of them you got to dig deeper into. And the best one is number one. Creativity is the enemy. And you might think, isn't he an artist? Isn't what he's doing in his studio creative? And he'll say, hands down, no way what I do is not creative. What he does is strategic, is planned, it works within the art world, and what he creates is amazing. He does incredible stuff because he puts these rules out there. So he's known for his creativity, and they sell creative things. So online in his shop, you can find cigarette lighters.
Nice.
You can find measuring tapes, T-shirts, skateboard wheels, vibrators.
It got to have those
Grappling hooks.
for grappling with the vibrator.
He even has folding chairs. You know those chairs you break out of the church closet? You know, when you're like, oh, we don't have room, but I got you.
I got
and you
you.
open that up, but they're
Ding.
all painted and they've got NASA written all over them, and they're featured as NASA folding chairs from the moon.
And you buy it because you think they're from the moon.
Or you realize that that is creative.
And you think that's cool and you buy it. Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So you should. Okay.
But it's all put together in the same area. So it all works together. So it's not creative. It's about, oh, it's a lighter. Oh, it's a measuring tape. Oh, I do need a grappling hook. Wait. It's not just climbing equipment. It's grappling hooks. It's amazing. So he goes through all these 10 bullets, and he's got these rules. Some of the rules are like beyond time. Have I ever told you why I'm so funny? Ask me why I'm so funny.
Why are you so
Timing.
funny?
It matters a whole lot.
100%.
So for Tom Sachs, being on time is not just showing up to work on time, but it's completing the job, making a deadline, setting a schedule, which is something you and I work on a whole lot. We often miss the mark, but how often have we discussed we need to do this every day at this time, produce this so that we can create a consistency with our viewer, both of them. And so that people start watching regularly, so that people get used to what's happening. We've got to stick to a schedule in order to be creative.
Damn it.
Damn it. There we go.
Oh, you use the S word.
Schedule.
Yeah.
You lecture me on schedules.
I know, but
you tell me the importance of, oh, we got to have this out on this day, this out. Like people are waiting it. It's like the dog in the morning, like, hey, it is 7:47. I eat 3/4 of a cup right now. Where are you at?
Where you at? Where you at? I'm sitting next to the bowl. Where you at? You're right. You're right.
See me not eating? All right. So in Tom Sachs' studio, one of the coolest videos I've seen is on what colors he requires within the studio. So he's got these artists working for him, the creatives, he's got builders, he's got people that work with a bunch of different things. And then it's like colors. These are the colors that we use within our studio. For example, blue. Benjamin Moore Impervex latex high glass metal and wood enamel classic Navy 30935.
That's the only blue.
That is the blue that they use. Why? So sometimes it feels like, well, I should be able to use any blue I want. And if you work in a studio, absolutely not. Because is it a nice blue? Yeah, it's a really nice blue. It's a design studio. Of course, he's going to put a lot of thought into choosing the color. But in his mind, we've chosen the blue. Are there better blues? No way. Are there other good blues? Absolutely. But are there better ones? No, because in general, this is a really good one. And why is there not a better blue? Well, because they're not in the business of making blue paint. The company mission is not, let's create the best blue color in the history of blue color making. Are there exceptions to his blue rule? I'm sure there are, but what the fuck are you working on that is so important that you need to use a different color blue? Tell me, why can't you use this blue? And if you're like, you know what, the color blue has nothing to do with the end result of what I'm making. I'm working on this. This is the blue that I use. This is the red that I use. This is the yellow that I use. And it has everything to do working with code so that you can be more creative within these boundaries. Okay. Invention should be conceived out of necessity and not convenient to the individual. So in the same time that he's saying use this specific blue to the letter and the number, he then says the color purple is forbidden. Never ever an excuse to use the color purple.
Wait. So Whoopi Goldberg's movie is not allowed?
It's not what he said. He said the color purple, referring exactly to the color, the visual spectrum of purple, not the use of the movie. In fact, what would happen if you use Whoopi Goldberg's The Color Purple in your Tom Sachs creative studio without using the actual color purple? That would be creative.
Oh.
And why is it creative? Because you intentionally were told you're not allowed to use purple. So you've been told you can't use purple. What are you now forced to do?
Burn it.
Be creative.
Oh. My fault.
Can you imagine the forced creativity that comes from rules like that? Like, this is what you're allowed to do. You can never do this. You have to do this. You've got to always go through this.
Yeah, but you know what? It's kind of like I heard this one producer once say that if you can do something with the if you can produce a beat with just the basic tools, then you can produce a beat with anything that's advanced. You just have to know how to use it. But a lot of people can use advanced stuff but can't produce with basic tools. And he said sometimes when he got into a funk, he would not throw away, but like not use all of his advanced tools and go back to his basic stuff to hammer out beats. And then that's how he, get his, do I dare say the word, creativity back?
Yes. It is going back to the basics, and you've got to create what those basics are. Like what is the John Wooden in basketball? He's like, I'm going to teach you how to tie your shoe. And you're like, why do I got to learn how to tie my shoes? Like, if you don't know how to tie your shoe, your step's going to be wrong. If your step's wrong, your dribble's going to be off. If your dribble's off, we lose basketball games. We're not getting a championship.
Yep, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I'm like, I've been literally sitting here on Benjamin Moore's paint site. I literally put that name in and Googled it, and like, I'm not getting it to come up. Like, I want it to be like real slick and be like, hey, check it out. Like, look, like, it's pretty expensive fucking paint. Like, let's not get it wrong, people. Like, the shit is $109 a gallon. If I could find the navy blue, we could see it. But all I can find was what was it, color families, and we said purple's not allowed, so blue. And maybe they took it off the market, but yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big fan of blue, and these are some pretty fancy blues, like the Sailor Sea blue. And I can see forced creativity. Do I use that word? Forced creativity, but saying
yes,
you're only blue, because as an artist, you want to go, well, I should be able to use any blue in the world. And it's like,
that's not art.
Nope.
That's not art.
Use blue.
Art has nothing to do with the color that you chose.
I want to make my accent wall Sailor Sea blue. Anyway, it's great.
Hashtag creative.
Hashtag.
Okay. It has boundaries. It has structure. So here's my question for you. So I'm talking about Tom Sachs, who's a very successful artist with a studio that has rules to live by. Next slide, please. The name Shakespeare. You heard of Shakespeare?
Billy Shakespeare.
Mr. Bill Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Bill S. Heard of him? Would you say
William Billy Shakespeare?
William Shakespeare. Would you say that Captain Shakespeare was a creative?
No.
Why not? What? Why would you? What? Shakespeare.
I heard he stole all of his stuff from scoring out. Now, I would say he was creative. I also heard that some of his stuff was written by women that he had in his life, but that's okay. He was around creative people. We'll make it. Yes,
Oh.
by definition, what people would call creative, I would say yes. But as I've drifted into this show, 16 minutes, I know this is a slippery slope, and I'm going to say yes.
All right. Would you say that Shakespeare was a highly organized business professional in the writing world?
No, at that time, no. I think he was just probably a pothead who wrote a lot, and he made money because it's entertaining because nobody else had shit to do.
All right. So here, yet again, is an example of why he was a famous creative, which he was. But he was creative because he created boundaries. He created structure. He created what he had to stay within. He created the Shakespearean sonnet.
I knew you were going to say that.
And it
I
was
knew you were going to take some form of beautiful poetry that I love and tell me
organize
it's
it.
Not creative.
Nope, not
Just
creative.
Shit on my dreams. Anyway, continue.
Not creative. Not creative, because the viewer, the listener, the reader can be creative and find the creativity in what you write. But what he did was identify that, okay, every time I write poetry, it's going to be in a group of 14 lines.
Yes.
3 groups of 4 lines, 1 group of 2 lines. The rhyming structure will always go A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, E, F, G, G. And if you pay attention to that, if you study that, if you start reading his sonnets, you see that they always have 14 lines. They have this rhyming pattern to it. So that if he's trying to figure, oh, I want to say this about pumpkins and big purple hats, not purple, blue, then it has to fit within these rhyming structures. So, okay, so I've got to structure this. So he has to like force himself to fit into a box by his own rules. And he therefore becomes the most famous writer, not only in his time, but well after that as well.
So he's creative because he created the structure.
Absolutely.
But other than creating structure, you're not creative after you create the structure.
You shouldn't be. Nope, because that's going to kill creativity. Rules. Creativity is the enemy. We build the structure. What are the rules? What are the guidelines? Cool. Let's work within that. Now we can be creative. Oh, I want to put blue here. Which blue? Always this blue. Oh, I want this word to rhyme with this word. These 2 words can't rhyme. This word rhymes with this one. This one has to rhyme with this one. I don't know this one yet. Cool. Come back tomorrow.
So you're not creative as long as you're working within a structure.
Let's look at one
Thelonious
of his
Monk was creative because he played in the off key versus playing
on purpose. And I guarantee you that there is music theory behind it.
Freeform jazz.
Oh God. Is it good? Is it?
Bitches Brew. Miles Davis Bitches Brew is great. I mean,
freeform jazz.
Okay, wait. Miles Davis Bitches Brew is good. Freeform jazz is in itself is freeform jazz. But before we jump past this sonnet thing, you used, what did you say? This A B C D C D E F G G. What did you
rhyming structure? Go to the next one. Let's look at his most famous poem, the one that everybody should know.
Famous one.
Okay. All right. So this one, which is Sonnet 18, the shall I compare thee to a summer's day?
Shall I read it for everyone in Shakespearean English?
Let's go.
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date. Sometime too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion dimmed. And every fair from fair sometimes declines by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lost possession of that fair thou ost Nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his shade, when in eternal lines to time thou growest. So long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. Amen.
Structure at its purest form.
That was
Why
fun.
was this famous?
I've never read this before.
Nope. You at least know
Well, at least
the opening
the
line.
first
Yep.
like intro.
Yep.
The first couple bars.
But you
I know.
recognize that Shakespeare's famous.
Oh, he's the guy. He wrote that movie with Romeo and Juliet
Yeah,
with the guys
exactly.
with the 50 cows and
Yeah,
stuff.
about the 13-year-olds who kill each other, and everybody's like, "Oh, a
Leonardo
love
DiCaprio.
story." I'm like, I don't think so.
I love you. Aren't we lucky that 13-year-olds don't do that now? But anyway, back to this. So
Debatable.
rhyming scheme is what you call this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. All right. So look at the first four lines, the second set of four lines, the third set, and A, B, A, B. So the A and the A rhyme. So shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Skip down. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May.
May.
Okay. So the B's, temperate, date. I guess that probably rhymes in his language.
Great.
C and C. So shines, declines. D and D, dimmed, untrimmed. Okay. So I mean, fade, shade. Like this will always rhyme with this. So you notice that the third line does not rhyme with the 12th line. That's by design.
That is, and that's
Which
not a
happened to
rhyme.
This time.
This time.
Stop.
Thank you, Dr. Seuss. Oh, may we have another. You know what? So when you mentioned sonnets, and I'm going to reverse back to this slide. Excuse me.
Yep.
PowerPoint presentation skills there. When you began to describe what the structure is of a sonnet, and you unleash this rhyme scheme here, I began to think of a rap friend of ours named Eminem.
Mhm.
And I enjoy Eminem's rap music a lot, as a lot of people do. But I think the thing that I enjoy the most, because I did study poetry and things like rhyming scheme and patterns and stuff like that. But I have noticed with the way that he rhymes or creates his music, there's a lot of structure to it and a lot of rhyme scheme that goes into these different types of patterns like this if you watch his bars. So I think some of these songs, now that I'm looking at it, are actually sonnets.
So one of the, for sure,
We should try to take an Eminem song and prove that he's basically writing poetry.
I like that. So
Yes.
in
Maybe
in
he'll
8
come on our
Mile,
show and be like, yes, I am. You guys are great.
in 8 Mile, have you seen our other friend Anthony Mackie?
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, he was in 8 Mile.
Yeah, he was in 8 Mile. He's the final boss that Eminem has to go against. He's
the guy
also
with the gun that shot Cheddar Bob in the foot. Or no, Cheddar Bob
shot himself
in the foot because that guy had the gat.
Yeah. So Anthony Mackie went to acting school.
Yeah.
No, like IRL in real life.
Yeah.
Mr. Marvel, the Falcon. Damn it. Well, I guess he's Captain America now.
Yeah,
Anthony Mackie, who plays in 8 Mile, also in the Marvel MCU.
Movies. Yeah.
Went to acting school. Why did he go to acting school?
So he could learn to rhyme and win the battle with Eminem on the game,
etc., and form structure behind his acting style, figure out what acting means, how to do it. He learned the structure behind acting so that he could go on and be a incredible actor. So thanks for bringing up Eminem. Reminded me of 8 Mile, reminded me of Anthony Mackie. Both of these people, one through music, one through acting, absolutely formulaic in what they're doing and why they're so successful. Creativity is the enemy.
There's, and just for you, there's some pictures of Anthony Mackie as the Falcon.
Yep.
And the Winter Soldier. Check it out if you haven't seen it on Disney. Shout outs to Disney Plus. I'll give you some things. Y'all should give me a discount on my monthly subscription. I ain't hating. I'll still pay though. Shout outs. Obi-Wan is coming. Anyway, that's dope. I think this, is it creative or am I working within structure to go, we should do a show about figuring out if Eminem is actually writing sonnets and other structured poetry forms into hip hop.
So the search of structure within creativity only proves that creativity is the enemy, only proves that everything we think is creative or chaos or whatever has a structure. Why do people like it? Why has it created this habit? Because of defined rhythms and platforms and boxes that we are within, and we know how to perform, we know how to act, we know how to watch, we know how to listen, we know how to read within these boxes. And if we know what the structure is, we are better attuned to hearing and feeling creativity and getting connected to the music, getting connected to the poetry and the scripture, whatever it is. And if we are creating that habit for the viewer and the creator, creativity would only disrupt it, just like jazz music. Disruption.
Please be specific and say freeform jazz music because bebop is great. Like, are you talking about all of jazz music? If you say anything bad about all of jazz music, this entire show is over with. I'm kidding.
I'm talking about freeform jazz.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. Because like some of the good, like there's some good jazz there. What's going on? No, this was fucking interesting. I can't do this just yet.
When I dance and it's poor, I have to do the same dance every time because if I try to get creative, guess what it looks like?
Because stop proving that you're right.
You want me to just do this?
Do that. Do something creative.
That's it. That's all I need to do. I won't. Nope. I'm done. I stay there. I stay in my lane.
Ah, damn it, Hitch. It's like, okay, this is why people like our show because it's a point. We literally set this up at the beginning. You're like, I'm going to prove you wrong, and I'm like, whatever. And so, look, I'm not going to tell you exactly who said this quote, but once when we were on the road and we picked up an unnamed friend from the airport, this unnamed friend said, "Oh my God, it was like riding in the car with one of you on both sides of me, and you never shut up." I was like, "Yeah, that's how it is." Like, how dare you? In a time in my life when I am struggling to be the most creative and trying to bring structure in my life, prove to me that structure is what brings creativity to me.
Yep.
All right, cool.
Yep.
That was great. I'm glad you brought that to the point. And so this has been a very momentous show. How do you do? You're great at this job.
Oh, you wait for the next one. We're going into history and we're going to define the very first day of world history.
Is that the next show with the slides you gave me?
Yeah.
Oh, great. I have a video.
To talk about...
I have a video for that show. We did a video earlier for that show. You don't even realize it. Wait till I find it. Yep. Yeah, we totally talked about it. So you just wait.
Take a guess. What is the first day? Oh, even first year. What is the first year that world history begins?
April 17th.
That's a great start. Now, what year?
Whatever year. 1980.
It got world history. World history.
Yeah.
We're going to define and prove that world history began one single year out of the entire world history, that one day was the beginning of world history as we know it.
So we're going to find out what's the beginning of the world.
Yep.
Look, me and my dog Ligma are going to go to the bar and we're going to have such a great time. My name is Omie Sachs, and and I thank you for joining us for Creativity is the Enemy, our new show here on podcastfarmers.com. You totally made me feel bad about being I'm a creative person. You're just like, shut up, stupid.
Yep.
All right, well, fine. We'll see you guys next week when I will be less creative on the next show.
You already said that you have plans for videos and everything in that. You've planned, you've organized. You're already not being creative.
Oh, you make me feel bad about myself. I need vodka.
Also true. Yeah.
All right, there's an outro, but I don't want to play it because there's playing, and I would be not creative if I played that. And damn it, I put this slide up, which makes me not creative. You know what? You know what? This show is over, ladies and gentlemen. It's over. We're just ending it like this. The show is over. You guys are gone. To hell with this.
I'm going.